for everyone. So hopefully this will make sense. So there's two colors that I'm going to talk about today. One is yellow, the other one is brown. And I talk about this quite frequently in my color of persuasion class for attorneys. And if you are interested in watching that or attending the next live session, just comment in the show notes and I will make sure that I get that over to you so you can register. It is free for attorneys to attend, so I would love to have you attend my next class. But when we talk about color, there are 4 seasons. We have winter, we have autumn, we have spring, and we have summer. Okay, these are color cards that I give to my clients, so it makes shopping and getting dressed in the morning and color selection a lot easier. So when we look at certain colors, they can evoke certain emotions. And this can be a very useful tool for you to utilize with working with your clients or even going to court, for example, and needing to have a specific outcome. Now, is this an end all be all? Is this all you need to do? Absolutely not. I mean, clearly you need to present a good case. You need to do what you have to do from a legal standpoint and professional standpoint to represent your client. However, there are things that you can do with color that can be very useful in the courtroom. So I want to give you one example that I'm going to talk about today, which is the color of yellow. Now, yellow as an emotion can trigger our fight or flight mode as human beings. Our caution signs are yellow for a reason. People pay more attention to a yellow caution sign because they don't know what's coming up. They're kind of like, hey, what's this coming up? What do I need to, puts them on edge a little bit where they're paying attention a little bit more. Now, also with yellow, this can trigger, depending upon what you're trying to do, this can trigger somebody to get off their game a little bit. So for example, if you have to cross-examine someone in court and let's just say you need them to lose their temper, that's part of your case that you want to showcase this person has a really bad temper. And you need everybody to see that, the judge, the jury. One thing you can do is incorporate yellow into your wardrobe. Now, this can be done just as simply with a yellow tie or a yellow patterned scarf or a shirt underneath your suit for both men and women. This is something that the person will be looking directly at. And it gets people in more of an agitated state. The brighter, the more darker, brighter that color is, the more it's magnified from a color perspective, the more that's going to irritate them. And I do talk about this more in the color of persuasion. However, you want to make sure that you're wearing the right shade, right hue and shade of yellow for your season, depending upon whether you're a summer, a spring, autumn, or a winter. Now, I do color analysis. I've been doing it a long time, since prior to 2005. So I do it old school. There are 4 seasons, so that's what you fall into. Now, with each season, you can see that each season has a different shade of yellow. It might be yellow ice. It might be yellow gold. It could be mustard. It could be light lemon. Okay, so if you're a summer, you want to wear that light lemon. You don't want to wear a mustard gold like an autumn would wear. Okay, you want to wear the right shade of yellow and the right hue of yellow for you. So color analysis is really, really, really important. If you've had a color analysis, good for you. Then you kind of know what shade of yellow and what hue of yellow you should be wearing to have that effect. If you're not wearing the right hue for you, that effect of getting that person upset or getting them off guard is going to be non-existent because you're not wearing the right shade for you. The focus will be put more on you than rather the emotion you're trying to invoke from that other person. So make sure you're wearing the right shades for you, depending upon what season you are. But yellow is a good get them off balance color. Now, the other color I wanted to talk about today is brown. Brown is a color of familiarity. It makes you just like a neighbor. Like this could be my neighbor. This could be my best friend. It's a very likable color. I try to wear brown whenever I go and speak in person because sometimes people are a little bit intimidated to come up and speak to a keynote speaker or breakout session speaker. I want to be more approachable, so I wear the right shades of brown for me. But again, when we look at brown, for summer, you can have brown, you can have cocoa. When you look at spring, same thing. You could have buff, beige, camel, a honey brown, or golden brown. There are different hues and shades for each season. So you want to make sure you're wearing the right shade. What happens when you're wearing the wrong hue and the wrong shade? You look washed out. You look sometimes sick, sometimes tired. You almost look like everything's kind of drained out of you. So people are looking more at that color than they are at you. You want to wear the right colors so people are looking at you, they're listening to what you're saying, okay? And this way, when you're looking at, cross-examining someone, or maybe you're doing jury selection and you need the jury, you got to be likable, from that standpoint, and you want the jury to like you. You might want to wear a brown suit. You might want to wear a brown tie or a brown shirt underneath your suit, depending upon what it is you're going to wear to court that day. So those are two colors that just talking a little bit about the emotions that they invoke and what they can do. But this is a couple of ways that attorneys can use this to their advantage. Another thing you might want to consider for those of you who practice criminal law, and I think most of you know this anyway, but when you have a client who is going to be, they're going to court and they have criminal charges, brown is a really good color for them to wear, both men and women. Brown suit, or maybe a brown dress with a brown jacket over it. You want to make sure that, again, brown is a very likable color. It's a very relatable color. And sometimes it's better for the jury to see that color, because when you have people that you kind of like, or that you're feeling kinship with, it's a little harder to be, harder on them per se. So you want to make sure that you're using this in conjunction with everything else that you're doing to present your case, the legal side of it. But this is just an example of how you can use color in the courtroom. So I hope that this helps. If you are an attorney and you are looking to utilize color more and you have not had a color analysis, I have a link in the show notes in the chat. And just click on that. You can have a virtual color analysis done. You can have your color card to print out and one that's sent to you. So you can easily put this in your wallet or your purse to take shopping with you, and make it a lot easier to pick out different things that you're going to need in the future in the specific colors of whatever you're trying to invoke with those specific emotions. So if you are looking for more information on this, I encourage you to visit my website, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And I'm happy to answer any questions even after the live stream. So just drop those in the chat, and I will be sure to get back with them as quickly as I can. I hope everybody is having a fabulous day, and we will see you soon.